Hello, my name is Sekit, and we are playing All The Mods Spellbound. And today, first thing, since we've got this set up, I did make another villager to trade with. We finally got Orbis. Since we've got this worked out such that it's going to be a lot easier. There it goes. We are going to go ahead and make enough silk to make the robes. And as it turns out, I only had to craft it once anyway, because once you've crafted it, you can keep crafting it just by right-clicking. So that's really cool. We're also going to need a little bit of infused, of infused thread, which is the silk and some vintium and adnectum here. There we go. Takes just a little while for the whatever you call these things, the mana weaving symbol, to get over to the altar. All of the robe pieces use this this defense pattern. There we go, and we click. Ten times. Make a few more. And on the fourth one, it broke our cast as expected. So let's see. The first one, let's see if we can just get these. Oh, they're all different stuff, huh? So if we put down mage, it'll just be, yeah, okay. So we're gonna need quadratum and a damas. We got both of those. Okay, so it is, already forgotten, it's 5 pieces of the silk. And some thread. And one of these. And then square, diamond. Square. Let it do its thing. And the diamond. Come on. Looks like it's gonna work. Hey! Alright, we're gonna make the rest of it. Make the leggings, we're gonna have to do one of these. It's a reverse triangle. So let's hope it worked. Okay, and the diamond. Come on. Nice. Here's the last piece. Great sound effects. Now, let's look up this stuff. Okay, so you get a lot more mana. And it's some armor, but not that much. Now with an Eldrin altar, it looks like we could increase this. We get flight, projectile protection, and it's a little bit stronger, but we'll have to wait until tier 5 to get to that. The main thing I want to get into today is blood magic, and the first thing we're going to do is craft the book. It's just a regular book and a piece of glass, and the book's really good. Guides you right through it. We want to start in this blood altar chapter. This is the first thing we want to make. Just 3 gold, 4 stone, and a furnace. Let's see here, there it is. Very nice. Now, the blood altar, you can use it on its own, but eventually it becomes part of a multi-block. First one's 3 by 3 and 1 down. Then you go down another one, and it's 7 by 7. You go down yet another time, and how many do we have across here? Okay, it's 7 on each side plus 8, 9, so that's 11. And then we go 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 by 17, I think is what we're looking for here. So what I've done is I've taken those pictures and kind of roughed them out where the deep slate is, except for this block right here, is where all the various runes are going to go. That's going to make this thing really cool. And the next thing we need to make is a Sacrificial Knife. It's pretty easy to make. It's just glass and a gold and iron. And we're going to be using this to stab ourselves in the face. You come up here, right click with it on yourself. You see the blood going into the altar there. You got plenty of hearts, so let's get a whole bunch in there. Not back, let's go home. Have some soup. Delicious. Next thing we're going to need is a Blood Orb, and there's a bunch of tiers of it, of course. But we're going to start with the weak one. All we need is 2,000 units of blood, which I'm sure we have, and a diamond. And you just right-click the diamond in here. And as long as you're seeing those red particles, there's enough blood in there. Oh, we can see with, what is that? The one probe or something? Whatever it is, it's a really good version of it. We can't see quite how much is in the tank, but we can get a general idea. Alright, there's our first Blood Orb. Now, we can use the Blood Orb to add to our own personal blood pool, which is, how do I describe it? Like, we've got blood in the altar over there, that's its own thing. We can also prick ourselves with this. And that'll add a little bit of blood to our personal blood network, which we can use to power various tools and machines and so on. We'll be getting into all that later. The next thing we want to do is upgrade this to the next tier. And to do that, we're going to want Blank Slate. It's just stone and 1,000 blood points in your blood altar. It's not that hard to make. And we will be able to increase this thing's capacity and also speed it up and do other things to it as we progress. So now that we have some Blank Slate, the first thing I want to make is an Alchemy Table. It's just gold, some planks, stone, and one of the blank slates. We're going to put it down. Whoops, I'm not going to put it down right there. Put it down right here, here, here. Let's see if we can, there we go. It's backwards. Nice. Now with this stuff, we can make something called an Alchemy Array. By which I mean arcane ashes, really. We can, oh, okay, that's interesting. All we need is a coal, a gunpowder, some white dye, and a redstone. And I think any of the blood orbs will do. Craft this up. And throw the blood orb in there, and we have a progress bar. It's pretty smooth. You can automate this, I think. I don't know how much of this stuff we're going to need. Maybe we'll automate it. Maybe we won't. So we made some arcane ashes. The next thing I want to make is a Divination Sigil. Okay, so it's just a redstone, blank slate, and this here Alchemy Array. What does that mean? Well, I'll show you. What you do is you just right-click with your arcane ashes on the ground, We'll right-click with the redstone, we'll see a change. We'll right-click with the blank slate, and we'll see some really quite nice, fancy graphics. And spin around, and boom, we got a Divination Sigil. Now we can click it on the altar and see how much is in the altar, or we can just click it in the air and see how much is in our personal soul network. To upgrade our altar, we're going to want to make a bunch of blank runes. And by a bunch, I mean 8. Real easy. Although JI isn't the most skilled with this. It doesn't consume the weak Blood Orb, and it doesn't use any of the blood from your personal network. Now, if we right-click with our Divination Sigil, we'll see that this altar has a capacity of 10,000 LP. So let's upgrade the tier. Okay, so I just did this whole thing, and I wasn't recording. I replaced the deep slate around here with the runes, 8 of them. Now that doesn't increase the amount of blood that the altar can hold. It held 10,000 before. It holds 10,000 now. To increase its capacity, we'll have to use even better runes, but we'll need to get up to a tier 3 altar to get there. So we're going to start with some speed runes, which all stuff we've seen before, just blank slate, blank runes, and some other materials. And also some runes of self-sacrifice. For the rune of self-sacrifice, we're going to need the next tier, Blood Orb. And we get that with 5,000 LP, which we have in here, and a block of redstone. I'll just let that cook up. And there it is. Sweet. Now, we've done a bunch of quests just by, okay. Got some plant oil. Plant oil. Oh my. We can make saltpeter. We can make basic cutting fluid. What was it that we needed to make the infusion crystal? Was it plant oil? It was growth reagent, and that we just needed the alchemy table for. We got an apprentice blood orb, so let's do this up. Plant oil is some other stumbling block somewhere, I can't remember where. Let's get all this stuff in here, throw in the orb, let it do its thing. Now we have a growth reagent. Now take our arcane ashes, draw another alchemy array. Do we need anything else? We need a reinforced slate. That's easy. Reinforced slate is just a blank slate thrown right back in here, and 2,000 LP. I guess it's life points that stands for. There we go. There we go. Hey, come on. I should have just used home, huh? Who knows what's going to happen when I use back? Try this again. Our growth reagent and 1 reinforced slate. And fancy graphics. Very nice. 1 sigil of the Green Grove. Oh, I threw the wrong thing in there. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to get into elemental craft to proceed. So let's see what it's all about. So what we're gonna need to make the guidebook is a book and one of these crystals that we've been mining up. There's our Elementopedia. And what we're gonna want to do is see if we can find. There it is. Because there are probably things we have to click Okay. Now it wants one of each element shard. Now we certainly have all of those in here. Where's the fire? There we go. Next up on the quest line, one inert crystal. Cool. And it wants a contained crystal. Okay, so now we're moving along. We'll need some inert crystals and some gold nuggets. Let's just make a bunch of them. Here we are. Whole stack of the boys. Next thing it wants. Okay, element pipes. Now we're getting into what we need to be getting into. So we make the element pipes with iron and a contained crystal. So if we were to get 16, we'll start with, can we see them? Pipe priority. All kinds of little things. Capacity upgrades. Let's see if we can just find it by pipe. Pipe impaired element pipe. There we go. These are okay. They're not the best. So got a little start here. We know all about shards. Element pipes. This is what we use to transport elements from one device to another. Configure a pipe by right-clicking the section of the core to change it from connected, disconnected, insert, or extract. We got 3 tiers. We'll need this drenched iron ingot, and then swift alloy ingot to upgrade to the really good tiers. Element source are these little orbs we've been seeing in the world. Inner crystals we've been mining up. Contained crystals we just made. Instruments. Small element container. We're gonna start out with 6 of these, I think. So let's do small element container. That's what we're gonna put the element in when we get it. Okay, elemental extractor extracts element from sources. You put it above a container and below a source. So this is what we can use to drain those orbs that we find in the world. We've also got this element evaporator, which we can use to transform shards into elements. It's not super fast, but it's cheap. So let's see here. Extract. Is that it? That's a chthonic extractor. That's an improved element extractor, which we'll need the swift alloy to do. Here's the basic one. We're going to make 4 of these, 1 for each element. And I made the wrong one. That's okay. We're going to use them all. We're going to make 4 of these. Very cool. I think we're going to set up to do this in the basement. We may need to move these around some. We're going to take 4 of them. We're going to put an evaporator on top of each one. Very good. Now we're going to take what elemental stuff we have. We got air, Looking for one more water, water. And you just right click, it'll take them all. And you'll see little element sources in there. Watch them fill up. These don't hold very much at all. The bigger ones are significantly bigger. Got these element containers, creative ones, reservoirs. But to get to the next tier, we'll need some of this stuff. What we'll actually have to do is use water in an element container with an element infuser, and we'll get into how that works pretty soon. But that's going to have to wait until the next episode. So thanks so much for watching. We'll be next time. See you next time, what I'm trying to say. Bye-bye.